Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to part 2 of my first impression updates. In today's video, I'm going to be giving really quick updates on the last 6 foundations that I have reviewed up until now. Just to let you guys know if I'm still loving them or if I ended up hating them, returning them, whatever the deal is. Once again, I will have all of the first impression videos linked down below, as well as all of the actual foundations and the shades that I wear will all be listed down there as well. So be sure to check it out and check out part 1 too if you haven't already. Let's go ahead and get started. The first one that I have to update on is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Cushion Foundation. I have not tried this one again since the first impressions. I am holding on to it though because I want to revisit it during the summer. I'm hoping by then my skin is going to be a lot more clear since I am on Accutane, and my skin also is not oily at the moment. It's completely normal as a result of Accutane. So I'm thinking I might really like this as like a really quick and easy light coverage product, so I'm going to be revisiting it during the summer months. It's a very like wet and glowy kind of look, which I know is like the purpose of these cushion foundations. But yeah, not the best option if you have really oily skin and skin with a lot of like texture and scarring like I do. Next is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Just Standard Liquid Foundation. I returned this, which I think was probably pretty clear from my first impressions that it was getting returned. I just did not like this at all. The coverage wasn't good. I didn't like the way it felt. I didn't like the way it wore. It went back to Sephora immediately. And the next one is the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Cream. I have fallen in love with this stuff. It is wonderful. I love it for my more minimal makeup days. I do like to set it with something a little bit more luminous because my skin isn't so oily anymore. It can look a little bit too matte if I set it with like RCMA powder or something like that. A ton of you guys told me to try applying this with a flat top brush for better coverage, and I've been experimenting with it. I tried it with a flat top brush and I was like, well, yeah, it's better, but I don't love it. The thing that I found that I actually really enjoy applying it with is more of like a rounded top kabuki, which is kind of similar, but I don't know. There's something about the kind of rounded edges that just works better with this product for me. This definitely amps up the coverage and it goes on so smoothly and so evenly. It's not streaky at all. It's just beautiful. So natural. I'm in love with it. It's definitely going to be like a complete staple for me this summer, especially with the really high SPF. It's SPF 50. Next up, we have the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Stick Foundation. I'm still really enjoying this as I predicted. I still reach for it every now and then. It's not my go-to at the moment, but I do really like it. The one thing that I don't like is that I find my skin has to be like extremely well prepped for this foundation to work. Like very well hydrated, exfoliated. I find that even though it is a foundation meant for drier skin, it does still cling to any flakiness. Like when I first started Accutane, my nose got really flaky at first, and I applied this one day and it was like really clinging to and accentuating any little bit of flakiness. So you have to have a very kind of like balanced and, like I said, well prepped skin to wear this, but it's what I reach for when I want something like really quickly to throw on that's going to give me amazing coverage because it's so fast to apply. And it's another one that I would definitely recommend. I've really been enjoying that. So we're getting into the most recent one. Second to last is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Foundation. Yes, I do know now that this foundation does have a pump. I did end up returning it to Beautylish. I ordered it from Beautylish because they have a great return policy and I can still return it even though I used it. I returned it. The shade was just too dark. It just did not work for me, and there was just too many things I didn't like about it to justify such a high-end price tag when there are so many other foundations I like more. So I don't know. I'm probably not going to repurchase it, to be honest. For $50+ I just think I need to love it. And finally, we have my most recent, which is the Kat Von D Tattoo Locket Foundation. I am just realizing how completely filthy this packaging is. It's covered in like makeup-y fingerprints. But you guys, I have to say, I think this might be my new favorite foundation. I am obsessed with it. Tarte 12 Hour Amazonian Clay has been my holy grail for like years now, but I think this might be taking its place. I really love this. The coverage is so nice. And if you saw part 1, I was mentioning that I have a new foundation that gives me the same kind of coverage level as the Becca Ultimate coverage, but it's not as cakey, and it is this. Held up super well on my oily skin when I first tried it, and it has been my go-to foundation. I have been wearing it non-stop. It's like the only thing I have been reaching for recently, and it even works now that my skin is not dry, but more normal. Slightly leaning to dry, I would say. And what I do is I actually mix this with a pump of the L'Oreal Lumi Primer. I discovered this trick shortly after I started using it, and I just love it. It does sheer it down just ever so slightly, but it gives it a little bit more of a glow now that my skin is drier. I did not like that primer when I had like full-on oily skin. It was like too greasy and intense for me, but mixed with a little bit of this right now, it's like the perfect combination. That's what I've been wearing in like all of my videos. It's just wonderful. I'm like honestly obsessed with it. It's perfection. So yeah, that wraps up part 2 of my first impression updates. Once again, I hope you found this video helpful. If you've been wondering what I think about these foundations still and if I still use them, hopefully this helped you out a little bit. Once again, all the links to everything and the shades I wear will all be down below. And yeah, let me know if you like this video and want to see me continue doing them in the future. I will definitely do that for you guys. Like I said, probably every 6 foundations or so, just because I don't want these videos to be super long and overwhelming. But yeah, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Don't forget to hit subscribe down below if you haven't already. Check me out on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat, and I will talk to all of you guys in my next video. Bye guys! This is a good foundation, but I just simply would not repurchase it. To me, it's not worth $70. I would pay probably like $40 for it at the most, especially since it is considerably smaller.